feeling for people. We cannot cope. People losing hope, walking a tightrope. Is dumpling alone I eating? Can't afford them nice things. And the picnic them every night crying. Family guaying. So I want more pay. Pay. I need more pay. Pay. I want more pay. Pay. I need more pay. Pay. Things tight. One day I want to own my home. Life is a fight. My bills are trying to postpone. When a man falls into depression, you never know. Suicide could be an option. So I want more pay. I need more pay. Ring, ting, 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 ting. Money, 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 money. Aye, hey, hey, that is it. That is it. Oh, na, na, na. Calypso. Hey.
Capo, 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 capo. Oh yeah, yo. No lie. The web 2020.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
In the headlines, the parliamentary representative for the Kalinago territory, Kozia Frederick, calls on the Kalinago people to embrace the Kalinago Multipurpose Center. The organizers of the Miss OECS pageant are upbeat ahead of this evening's competition. In news from the region, Jamaica government shuts down false claims made on social media in regards to Jamaicans deported from the USA. And internationally, the White House says Canada, Mexico and China will face tariffs on Saturday. Good evening, I am Leila Langford. Details of the news when we return.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
DBS News.
Welcome back. Making the headline this evening, parliamentary representative for the Kalinago territory, Kozia Frederick, has called on the Kalinago people to embrace the Kalinago Multipurpose Center. His remarks came during a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the Kalinago Territory Multipurpose Center and Emergency Shelter this afternoon. Frederick also encouraged the Kalinago people to take advantage of the opportunities that this project brings to the community.
I just say that will be a model, I think, CDB that we can replicate across the region to ensure that communities are involved, local communities are involved, and people who are disenfranchised are involved. And so I hope to see this wonderful space. You will see it emerge, and I'm calling on residents who are within this space to come up and be part of this project. Hone your skills, those of you who are carpenters, and plumbers, electricians. Let this be your project. Let this be something that you can be proud of. And when the history is rewritten, because it's a funny history so far, the Columbus story. He didn't discover anything. We were there already. So when the history is rewritten, you will have a solid place in that story. And you will have known that you have played your part to ensure that the Kalinago community, the people remain safe, and that the heritage and the investments we have made through blood and sweat will continue for 7 more generations.
Parliamentary representative for the Kalinago territory, Kozia Frederick. Meantime, acting president of the Caribbean Development Bank, Isaac Solomon, says the Kalinago Multipurpose Center and Emergency Shelter is being financed by the Caribbean Development Bank's Community Disaster Risk Reduction Fund.
This building is a component of the project Building Resilience and Adaptive Capacity to Climate Change and Disaster Risk in the Kalinago territory, which was developed as part of the Caribbean Development Bank's Community Disaster Risk Reduction Fund. This is a multi-donor trust fund established by CDB in March 2012 with resources from the governments of Canada, the United Kingdom, of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, and the European Union. The purpose of the fund was to finance through the provision of grant funding, disaster risk reduction and/or climate change adaptation initiatives at the community level across CDB's borrowing member countries. In addition, these initiatives at the community level across these initiatives were targeted to enhance livelihoods, resilience, and sustainability within the community. We are well aware that the excessive cost of recovery and reconstruction following disasters give rise to increased sovereign debt and reduced fiscal space, causing setbacks to hard-earned development gains. This makes it more difficult for governments of the bank's borrowing member countries to seamlessly implement poverty reduction and sustainable development programs. In the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, this was abundantly clear. As such, in January 2018, the Government of Canada, through Global Affairs Canada, authorized the reallocation of over $2 million United States dollars from the fund to assist the Government of Dominica with community-level rebuilding efforts.
Acting President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Isaac Solomon. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says Dominica is set to benefit from increased tourism arrivals upon completion of the cable car project. Construction of the world's longest cable car in Loda is expected to end in December 2025. Mr. Skerrit led a site visit to the ongoing project on Thursday.
The bottleneck is a major attraction. There are many Dominicans who would like to go there, but who, for one reason or the other, cannot take on the track. We have increasing number of tourists coming via the cruise ships who want to have different offerings. And one of the things that we have to be mindful of as a country, which is a negative for many countries, is that we have to minimize how many people come to one site. And so we don't have an extraordinary impact on those locations. This is why you've said that we have increased the number of attractions in Dominica, number of sites, so that we can spread the tourists when they come and not concentrate on 2 or 3 areas. And of course, this will add to this. So with the construction of the airport, the construction of the marina, the introduction of the geothermal energy, with the coming on stream of the cruise village, that will allow for docking of mega ships. There is a heightened interest. As a matter of fact, last year I led a delegation to Florida to meet with several of the cruise lines, all of the major cruise lines, and they're all very keen on this particular project and seeking to position themselves to start taking advantage of it. And so we're just looking forward to the commissioning of the cable car.
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The Dominica Calypso Association will host the 2025 quarterfinals tomorrow. 32 Calypsonians will go in search of a spot in the grand finals, which is scheduled for March 1st, 2025.
In position number 1, you'll have the Liberator, followed by Abir. In 3rd, the Bob. 4th, Danyan. 5th, Mask Eruption. 6th, Checo. Caressa comes in at 7. Calfa P sings at number 8. Joy sings at number 9. Luscious, 10. Checker comes in at 11. 12 will be the Lady S. JD comes in at 13. 14 will be Trendsetter. 15, Nashel. 16, Hexy. 17, The Explosion doing his thing. Soul Poos will come in at number 18. Bingo will be at 19. 20 will be Sai. Gamma B comes in at 21. Vigilante at 22. Observer at 23. Shanice comes in at 24. Mika will do her thing at number 25. The Daddy Chef will do it at 26. 27 will be the Web. 28 will be Prince of Peace. 29, Deros at number 30. Shadow Flow. Mighty D is at 31. And closing up the night will be the Queen Tasha P.
President of the Dominica Calypso Association, Davison D. Observer Victor. Organizing committee member for the Miss OECS pageant, Krishna Rabes, says her team is upbeat as 5 competitors go after the title at Windsor Park Stadium forecourt this evening. Krishna Rabes says the plans are in place for a showpiece from 8 o'clock.
The Windsor Park Sports Stadium comes alive tonight at 8 p.m. for another successful staging of the Miss OECS pageant. This evening we'll see 5 contestants: Shania Samuel representing Antigua and Barbuda, Kiana Dyer representing Dominica, Timiqua Ditaville representing St. Lucia, Mauricia Barzi representing Montserrat, and Alicia Beach representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The contestants will compete in several rounds of competition, including creative national wear, performing talent, question and answer segments, swimwear, and evening wear. Patrons are expected to show up in large numbers tonight as we have a very, very exciting show where the young ladies will display their talent, creativity, their glam, their poise, their intelligence, and of course, their beauty. We will have several performances from Pashiwok Dancers, Waitukubuli Dance Theatre Company, Firelander, Liquorman, Nai and Friends, Johnny Jackson, Ranger, and others. So come on down to the stadium forecourt tonight. $50 will get you in for general admission, $80 for seating, and $120 for VIP. You can purchase your tickets at the gate. There will also be live streaming by DBS Radio and Vibian TV. So if you are unable to attend the show, feel free to view online. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our many sponsors who have invested in our show, and we know that tonight will be a major success.
Organizing committee member for the Miss OECS pageant, Krishna Rabes. DBS Radio will bring you live coverage of the event via pay-per-view. Round 1 of the 2025 Inter-Secondary Schools Debating Competition is being described as a success. Round 1 came to an end on Thursday, and the 5 secondary schools are moving on to Round 2 of the competition to begin on February 19th. Organizer of the 2025 Inter-Secondary Schools Debating Competition is Trudy Christian.
Round 1 of the Inter-Secondary Schools Debating Competition was a successful round coming to a close on Thursday after 5 grueling debates in which the high schoolers made their best effort to secure a spot in the second round. 5 schools were able to do so, and they are the Portsmouth Secondary School, who secured victory against the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. The St. Martin Secondary School is also moving on to the second round. They secured a victory against the Cassibra Secondary School. The Dominica Grammar School also moves on, and they secured victory against the St. Mary's Academy. The Pierre Charles Secondary School moves on as well, securing a victory against the Goodwill Secondary School. And lastly, the Wesley High School also moves on, securing their victory against the Convent High School in round 1. So to repeat, the 5 schools moving on to round 2 of the Inter-Secondary Schools Debating Competition are the Portsmouth Secondary School, the St. Martin Secondary School, the Dominica Grammar School, the Pierre Charles Secondary School, and the Wesley High School. These schools join reigning champion Orion Academy for a 6-school lineup in round 2, February 19th and 20th, 2025.
Organizer of the 2025 Inter-Secondary Schools Debating Competition, Trudy Christian. On the feature segment of the DBS Evening News, we place the spotlight on the reigning Miss OECS, Claire Marisa Smart from St. Lucia. Claire Marisa Smart, whose reign is about to end this evening, took some time to reflect on her journey during a special interview with DBS Radio. So let's take a moment to reflect on your journey. What has been the highlight of your time as Miss OECS, and how has this experience shaped you?
The highlight of my reign has definitely been mentoring girls for pageants. So I had the opportunity to mentor 5 girls in St. Lucia during their pageant journey, and I think that has been the most exciting part of my reign. I mean, sharing knowledge, sharing experiences, helping them overcome their mental health issues. Because pageantry is something that it takes a toll on your mental health. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't. It does. And being able to help them through these experiences has definitely been the highlight of my reign.
What were some of your challenges you encountered during your reign?
Getting assistance from, let's say, the OECS Commission themselves, getting them more involved in my reign. I believe that they should be more involved, and I hope that my successor gets to reap the benefits of me reaching out to them and have a better experience during her reign.
Okay. Any future plans?
I like to keep secrets. I like to surprise people. So when you see, you see.
What legacy do you hope to leave behind as Miss OECS?
As Miss OECS, be kind. Always be yourself. I think people believe that pageant girls put on this facade, and I'm trying to break that stigma. We are ourselves. We are who you see on stage is literally who we are in person, and don't be scared to approach us. We're just girls having fun in this world. So
2024 Miss OECS Claire Marisa Smart from St. Lucia. And that's the national focus, regional and international developments up next.
Here's a fun fact. In just 29 seconds, you can say goodbye to paper bills forever. Seriously, in 29 seconds. That's less time than this ad. Head over to discoverflow.co or visit us in-store and update your contact information now. By October 1st, your bills will be digital, easy to access, secure, and hassle-free. So what are you waiting for? This ad still has 2 seconds left, and you could have already gone paperless.
DBS News.
In news from the region, the Jamaica government has shut down as false claims made on social media that the first set of Jamaicans deported from the USA under the Donald Trump administration's mass campaign arrived in the island on Thursday. Jamaica's Foreign Minister, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, pointed out in an early interview that Thursday's flight was a continuation of the regular monthly arrangements previously in train and was the first such scheduled flight for 2025. Trump began his second term on January 20th with a flood of executive actions aimed at revamping U.S. immigration. And internationally, the White House says U.S. President Donald Trump will impose tariffs on Saturday of 25% on Mexico, 25% on Canada, and 10% on China. The White House press secretary said the duties were imposed due to the legally fentanyl that they have sourced and allowed to distribute in America, which has killed tens of millions of Americans. It is not yet clear whether the import taxes would include an exemptions on products such as oil. That's the news, the DBS Evening Sports Report. Up next.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Welcome to the DBS Evening Sports Report. We will head straight to the telephone lines and join sports editor Gavin Richards, who has been monitoring the ongoing CWI Regional 4-Day Tournament. The Windward Islands Volcanoes started day 3 on the back foot in their matchup with Jamaica. Gavin, how did the Volcanoes fare out on day 3?
Well, good evening to you, Little Langford, and of course, good evening to the many listeners of DBS Radio. And not the best of days for the Windward Islands Volcanoes. The Volcanoes, they've been set a target of 420 if they're to beat the Jamaican Scorpions in that encounter down in St. Vincent, where the Scorpions declared this afternoon on 277 for 7. Jermaine Blackwood made 75. Daniel Bedford, where he got 50. We had Kenneth Demba taking 5 for 95 and Shadrach Descartes 2 for 36 for the Windward Islands Volcanoes. With the Volcanoes chasing 420, there was 65 for 1 at stumps. Stefan Pascal was not out on 24. So the scores so far in that game is Jamaica 337 and 277 for 7 declared. The Windward Islands 195 and 65 for 1. The Windwards made some 355 more runs for victory. Meantime, the Leeward Islands Hurricanes were very coasted to a record win over the West Indies Academy. The Academy, they were bowled out for just 100, chasing 503 for victory. We had Hayden Walsh Jr. taking 5 for 24 and Rakim Cornwall 4 for 41 for the Leeward Islands Hurricanes. The final scores in that encounter, the Leewards 358 and 289 for 9 declared. The West Indies Academy 145 and 100 allowed. The West Indies Academy losing that game by 403 runs. A big win there for the Leeward Islands Hurricanes. In another match where the defending champions were Guyana Happy Eagles, they also wrapped up a victory inside of 3 days, beating the Barbados Pride. Richie Lucknoff, he picked up 5 for 23 as a Guyana bowled Barbados out for 112 in the second innings and facing just 77 to win, while Guyana got 78 without loss, with occasionally Shandapur getting 40 not out. So the final scores in that game, Barbados 346 and 112. Guyana 382 for 9 declared and 78 without loss. Of course, we also had Kevin Anderson getting a century for Guyana in the first innings. He scored 101. Guyana won the game by 10 wickets. Well, the other match which is on right now is a day-night encounter between Trinidad and Tobago and the combined campuses and colleges team, where Trinidad are continuing to squeeze the life out of the CCC. Remember, Trinidad declared on 504 for 6, with Jason Mohammed getting 176 and Jade Gooley 121. But the CCC, they were bowled out for 222. Johan Jeremiah, he top scored 60. But Yannick Karaya, he took 3 for 26. And Kari Pierre, 2 for 50. And the CCC batting a second time, they were 14 without loss, still behind by 269 runs. Later, before I go, I can also bring you up to date with the latest in the sports division secondary schools under 20 cricket competition. We got a half century today from Joseph Stewart and a 5-wicket haul from Darren Illick as the Pierre Charles Secondary School picked up first innings points in their matchup with the Dominica Grammar School at the Geneva playing field. Pierre Charles Secondary School, they batted first. They declared on 191 for 9, with Joseph Stewart making 88 not out. And Kevin Albert, he took 3 for 19, and Jordan Caesar 2 for 12 for the Grammar School. The Grammar School were then bowled out for 69, just 69 runs. Dione Roll, he top scored for 29. Darren Inc, he picked up 5 for 14, and Tristan Francis 2 for 2 for the Fairchild Secondary School. So that game ended in a draw, but the Fairchild Secondary School They won the match on a first innings points. And later, of course, very quickly, West Indies are taking on Bangladesh. That's the women taking on the Bangladesh women in St. Kitts as we speak. The third ODI underway. Of course, and West Indies looking to take a clean sweep, I should say, of the series. They're already leading 2 games to none. And they're looking to win the third game tonight for a clean sweep. And the West Indies won the toss. They wanted to bowl first. Bangladesh, they were 39 for 1 after 5.1 overs. Of course, we'll bring you more on that day in the morning sports. But later, that's all for now.
Our thanks to sports editor Gavin Richards for that report. Defending champions in the KFC National Volleyball League Club 1 will begin the title defense of their championship as that competition gets underway this weekend. The defending men's champs will battle the young vets in one of 2 matches scheduled for this weekend. The match takes place Sunday evening at the St. Joseph Hard Courts. Club 1 captain Cindy John says his club will be looking to start off their title defense on a winning note.
Well, Gavin, we never stopped training from last season. We won the league, I think, in mid-January last year. So it's a little over a year, and we never stopped training 2 to 3 times a week. Our players have gained a lot of experience, especially those of us who were on the national team since then. We had a lot of friendlies that allowed us to practice and, fine-tune our game skills. So we are prepared for this season. We are prepared for whatever is to come. We are ready, especially for this game on Sunday. I know Vets might be a bit of a difficult team. They have some very good players, but we are confident in our skills and our ability to match up and end up victorious this Sunday and throughout the league.
Club 1 captain Cindy John. Meantime, the defending women's champs, the Aces, will also take on Club 1 on Sunday in St. Joseph. Rain hampered Australia's push to tighten their grip on the first test match against Sri Lanka. The Aussies are still in a commanding position after 3 days of play, but will now have 2 days to ensure they can complete the emphatic victory. Sri Lanka at stumps on the rain-shortened day were still 518 runs behind Australia's first innings score of 654 for 6 declared. Osman Khawaja got 232 in the innings, with Steve Smith also getting 141 and Josh Inglis 102. Sri Lanka at stumps on day 3 were 146 for 5. Chandimal was not out on 63. Michelle Stark has 2 for 13 for the Australians. Play resumes at 12:15 tomorrow morning, Caribbean time. Detroit Tires Inc. will battle Petrocaribe to decide the champion of the inaugural DA Next Level Corporate Futsal Tournament. The grand finals are carded for Sunday at the Massac Indoor Playing Field. Both teams have been dominating so far in the tournament, with Petrocaribe beating Mitsubishi Motors 7-4 in the semi-finals, while Detroit Tires Inc. beat Boye Barbershop 5-4. The finals will take place at 8 p.m. on Sunday. The third place match between Boye Barbershop and Mitsubishi Motors also takes place on Sunday. Petrocaribe Point Michel came from 2 goals down to beat St. Joseph FC in an 8-goal thriller to secure their spot in the 2025 DFA Premier League last night at the DFA Technical Centre. St. Joseph FC jumped out to the early 2-0 lead against the run of play, with Omari Walter getting both goals. But the game turned in favor of Point Michel when St. Joseph FC player received a red card and when St. Joseph lost a key player, Ajaya Rohe, to injury. Point Michel got 2 goals in 2 minutes in the second half, but Then Omari Walter put St. Joseph back in front 3-2. St. Joseph, however, could not hold on, and Point Michel came roaring back with 3 unanswered goals to take the match 5-3. Marcus Bridas got 2 goals. Kyle Delsol, Bert Kazimi, and Malachi Labad also got on to the score sheet for Point Michel. Point Michel captain is Marcus Bridas.
Yeah, it was a very tough game. Big shout out to St. Joe for bringing up the big fight. Once again, I do thank my boys, my fans, my friends for supporting us throughout the season, even if it wasn't our best season, but keeping strong with us. Yeah, so hopefully we can go again next season and hopefully come out in a better position.
You're down 2 goals. What did you say to the team at that point in time, to get them to rally?
Well, from the time I was down, the second goal, I take my fourth all again. I keep telling them, keep believing, keep fighting. I tell them we go again second half. I tell them why we did second half. But the first only goal we got there, we get 1, we get 2, and we come back and we win. So big congrats to my boys, not me because my season wasn't the best as I expect myself to be, but big congrats to my team. Yeah.
All right, let's look forward to the next season. Of course, a lot of mistakes from this year, but what would Point Michel have to do in the off season to get back better?
Well, already this Premier season coming up is very, very hard. All teams upgrading, so it's us ourselves to go out there and upgrade and bring the fight next season.
We're hearing talk that you might be on the move, though. Will you be part of the Petro Caribbean Point Michel team for next season?
Well, again, I'm not sure of my future yet. I always working with God, so wherever God sends me, I'll follow.
Is that a yes or no?
I'm not sure. You can ask God if you can.
Petro Caribbean Point Michel captain Marcus Brudas. St. Joseph FC captain Casey Ernest was disappointed with the defeat.
Well, we fought very hard, tried our best. Initially, we got a red card. Our centre-back got a red card, and then after we suffered a grave injury with one of our central midfielders, that gave us a real dent in our team. So basically, we were like 2 men down, 2 starters down, so that's something that really impacted us in a negative way.
Despite that, though, your goalkeeper kept you in the game for quite a while. Had some big saves.
Yeah, trust me, he came a long way. Had some brilliant saves. He had a wonderful game. I can say that's one of his best games so far for us in the league. That was one of our, I can say that was our toughest match in the league. But he had a very wonderful game and he played very well for us tonight.
How hurting has been the current run of form for St. Joseph, though? 2 losses at a time when, 1 win not gotten you into the Premier League.
That was very tough. I took the previous game, the day's game, I took it very hard. But this game, I know we played a lot better than our previous game. So we just need to rebuild, come together as a team and try our best in the upcoming season.
St. Joseph FC captain Casey Ernest. Head coach of the national under-17 men's football team, Ronnie Gustav, believes his team has to go out there and fight if they are to advance to the next round of the CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup qualifiers. Dominica has been drawn in a tough group with Mexico, Nicaragua, Barbados and Belize. The national team will leave state this weekend for Mexico.
Well, things are shaping up pretty well with the boys. We doing what we're supposed to do, trying to get the boys to concentrate a little more, focus on, especially in our transition of play from offense to defense. But other than that, I have to say, well, they have been putting in the work, that's what's going on.
All right, let's talk about the team in terms of the strengths. What do you think are the strong points of this team?
Well, one of the things we have been working on with the boys is that the fitness, which is very much important going into a tournament of that magnitude. You know who the teams where you're going to play against, and trying to be compact in defense, not losing our shape of our game, and trying not to get the opponent get into the space at the back of us. So we have been working on our low block, especially being compact, playing with 2 defensive men.
All right. These guys, of course, I can see them training. They've had some game time under the belt with the Sports Divisions program and whatnot. Fitness-wise, game-wise, management-wise, are you satisfied heading into the competition?
Well, I have to say there's a lot of work to be done with. The talent is there, but there's a lot of work to be done with the boys. Some of the basics, they are not consistent. I tell them you always have to be consistent when you're playing, So one of the things we are working on is trying to get them focused for the 90 minutes or more. you know.
All right, based on the opponents that you're coming up against, what sort of mental discussions would you be having with the guys? Because, you know, at that level, playing against the quote-unquote big-name countries, how are you preparing them mentally for that?
Well, you know, football is played on the pitch, no matter the name of the team, you know, on every given thing, anything can happen. But we're just trying to tell the guys to go out there, let's go out there and play as a team, you know, play as one unit. If we play as the game plan, as what we want to achieve in the games, taking one game at a time, I think